I am ranking all 132 character appearances in the baby show Total Drama. Now, if you disagree with my opinions, you can leave it in the comments down below, but God forbid, at least think out what you have to say, okay? I don't need to hear your feels from when you were 7 years of age. Mike, aka Mal, on the All-Star season of Total Drama is the most hated character, and for good reason. After countless days of research, I've came to the conclusion that this guy sucks. I did not tune into Total Drama All-Stars to see what was inside of Mike's head. Hell, I didn't care about what was in his head in his first appearance. But this weird-ass plot as, ooh, we can't find an intimidating villain, so we're gonna stick this little scrawny twig we had in the last season who was the nice guy and try to make him some sort of evil mastermind is entirely disgusting. A lot of this season isn't even on the island competing with other contestants. It's in Mike's head. Yeah, because that's why I tuned into the show. And the worst part about it is he interacts with other characters in the season and makes them into trash piles of shit just to show how intimidating and cool this guy is. Zoe's more naive, Duncan's nicer. By far the worst character in any season of Total Drama. A total season ruiner, and it's not even close. At 131st place we have Stacy, who was a one-off joke that wasn't funny, but I'm glad she went first. At 130th place we have the uncharismatic swine Rodney, who lacks any bit of charisma, but he's horny for women, so I guess that's a plot point? Talking about charmless and horny, Sierra's second iteration on All-Stars actually sucked. Ow, these two suck. As with many second iterations in Total Drama, Sam 2.0 was way too played up, and he was actually an incel. I'm starting to use a lot of common words here. I will never forgive Bridget and Jeff 2.0 for being the first couple I've ever seen make out. Despite a lot of time in Total Drama action being focused on Beth, she brings absolutely nothing to the table, which is why she is this low. The best way I can describe Beth is the bird that flies into your window in the highway. At first, you feel sad for the thing, but then you realize it just fucking flew into a window.
There's nothing like going fast.
Since these were both passionate throwaway characters, Leonard's first appearance in Pakatu Island and Tammy from Redonkulous Race are placed here. However, you're gonna have to wait a bit before I rank Leonard's appearance on Redonkulous Race. Hey look, this asshole becomes an asshole. What great character development. Trent on All-Stars is so weird and so inconsistent that I legitimately have nothing to say. Let me explain myself first. Owen, he has good moments, but he just has too much screen time that is used making fart jokes or, ooh, he's naked jokes or other things of the sort that I can't in good faith put him higher. As easy as it would be for me to submit a list more aligned with the popular opinion, I'm not doing that because I want a genuine list. So, here he stays. Leonard's appearance on Redonkulous Race is in 117th place because I vaguely remember laughing at his joke once. One-dimensional, whiny, one-dimensional, feral, one good line, freaky, one-dimensional, one-dimensional, one-dimensional. For a character who I found awesome for 2 seasons, this was very disappointing. Hey, you can't do that. You can't forget about the friendship you made last season. Beatboxing is still in style, I swear. A few snarky remarks, but I'm glad we got more of this character in the future. She had one good line, but Girl Boss got gaslighted, is all I have to say. I am sorry to the one Scarlet fan out there. You have my condolences. Pretentious and boring for both of the geniuses. Being the main villain in Pakatu Island is basically just being the principal of a homeschool. Nobody gives a shit. Hey look, it's Tyler. All-Stars has a way with ruining characters. This is funny, I think. Now I've made a harrowing realization, and it comes in 2 parts. Firstly, I like too many characters in this baby show for babies. And secondly, that means I must have to do a few difficult cuts on characters I have mixed feelings on. Which means, for goodwill, let's throw 2 more Owen iterations on the fire. We're keeping Owen 3.0 in World Tour because, well, I guess you'll have to see where it lands. I'm usually glad to have Izzy on my screen, but her second iteration just didn't do it for me. She was too crazy, from her old woman arc to her, oh my gosh, she's crushing on a giant robot mech. It's just a little bit too much. Eva served her purpose as the second antagonist in Total Drama Island pretty well, but she was a bland character design and there's only so far you can go with that. Mickey and Jay are cute characters, but sadly their content kind of becomes redundant around halfway through their appearance. I find Jerry and Pete entertaining. Hell, I find old men arguing entertaining. They served their purpose as an early boot fairly well, but do I need to see more of them? No. Renzo and Chet were annoying a lot of the time. However, they do have good moments in certain episodes, so it's hard for me to put them too low. Dakota in herself's not bad, but there's many characters in the series that just play her role better. And, for what it's worth, she's sometimes very uncharismatic, which comes across as grating on my television. I feel like Total Drama plays up this whole "they don't know what we know" thing way too often. So the whole season that was leading up to Mike's confession about having multiple personality disorder, I don't think it was it, Chief. Stole too much time from my precious screen time. But hey, a lot of Mike's moments are actually really fun. Talking about they don't know what we know, oh no, Carrie has a crush on Devin. But for real, cartoon romance can only do so much. But Carrie's a decent character when she's on her own, so she's up here. It's ironic Izzy got brain damage, because other than that, she wasn't memorable this season. Duncan on All-Stars has one of the least satisfying eliminations. Of course, his bad boy versus good boy arc wasn't that fun, but when he's having conversations with other people, I think that's where he shines. Lindsay on World Tour is the poster child of mediocre. Hey there, Junior, do you want to have a little bit more of an expressive personality? But in all seriousness, he fit his role as the disengaged teenager pretty well. Trent is supposed to be the normal one, which kind of makes you feel like, this guy's normal. I guess I'll put him in the middle of the list. The Beth versus Heather dynamic really is one of the best of the season. However, she is still annoying when she's on her own or she's doing something else, so I'll put her here. As crazy as it is to say, a normal person inside of a season can do a lot, even for crazy shows such as Total Drama. It sets a ground floor, so the craziness of the other tall buildings are more exaggerated. However, normalcy can only do so much for a bad cast. Oddly enough, I feel like Sean is another quote-unquote normal character in Pt1 Island, despite his zombie ravings. The first half of Total Drama action fell flat, and although it's not all of Justin 2.0's fault, he did have a very repetitive nature. Jennifer and Timothy were completely mediocre. I really didn't think Noah needed a romance plot. I'm going to be 100% honest. I like him more as a snarky straight man than whatever the hell this was. But he's still Noah, and he still has a lot of good lines. I'd be a little bit higher on Bridget, but sadly she attacked a defenseless pole, which we just can't accept here. Taylor and Kelly are funny. Taylor and Kelly are annoying. I don't know which one Taylor or Kelly are, but they're definitely one of the two. Let's put them here. Heather was pretty good from the get-go, but after her rivalry with Joe, she didn't really contribute much to the show. Lindsay was on the uninteresting tribe for the pre-merge of a lot of Total Drama action, and her relationship with Beth drags her down a lot. Joe 2.0's rivalry with Lightning was fun. Joe 2.0's rivalry with Heather was fun. Joe 2.0 exited All-Stars early. That's a good choice. I wish I did that. Another team carried by their counterpart. Lori was just simply better. I really love his Phineas and Ferb-esque vengeance, and his introduction to Scott as a villain was really well done. The same Courtney we love toned down, as all characters in All-Stars are. Cameron himself was a pretty fun presence, but he was a little too one-note to last how long he did. Halfway through, he stops becoming as much of a bubble boy, and honestly, I don't think there was much they did with his character past that point. Izzy gets chased by the CIA? Izzy makes a giant firebomb. Izzy is fun, but Izzy is crazy, and it's so much fun to watch. I'm not one for gross humor, but MacArthur's powerhouse nature was pretty well done. MacArthur is far from the most honorable person in the cast, but what she will do to win is kind of entertaining. And you still find yourself rooting for her. She's not the ice dancers, after all. The Trent thing is super uncomfortable to watch, but I don't know. I like villainous Gwen. She does a couple of cool things. I like her friendship with Duncan. There's things, I promise. Funny evil man, terrible elimination. But he's funny evil man. Sammy is an underdog that you want to root for, through and through. She doesn't have too much to offer, but her whole coming to her own story arc was pretty fine by me. Oh god, Sierra. Where do we start? First of all, Sierra has a very, very unlikable quality in her, where it's her stalkerish nature that kind of reminds me of Cody 1.0. It's just not there, Chief. However, Sierra has so many great moments, from her temper tantrum at Paris, to her carrying Cody to win, to her knowing what Alejandro and Heather are up to. She knows what's going on, and even though she's unpredictable, a lot of the times you find yourself rooting for her, especially near the end of the season. The whole creepy stalker thing was definitely played up too much, but overall, Sierra was a pretty positive presence on the season. DJ in Total Drama Island is pretty mild, but that doesn't mean he's not enjoyable, or he's not rootable. Let DJ be DJ. The pureness is just simply enough for me. You poor Owen fans thought you were safe. Nope, this is his third iteration and it's going down right now. I love Owen in World Tour, I really do. Instead of taking up the whole season with lighthearted humor, he has little bits and pieces that just shine a positive light on the season, and I really enjoy that. I'm going to deviate from popular opinion here. The dynamic of choosing between personal life and career goals is definitely a fun one to have in Total Drama. Although I really don't like normal Sky. I like Sky when she snaps. She makes a decision when she's not at her best mental state, as most of us do. I actually really like the moment where she just breaks and she just puts all that pressure on Dave. Was it the right thing to do? Hell no, but it was just such a realistic end to the plotline, and I really enjoyed it. And if this means anything, I think Dave's self-entitlement and bitterness after this kind of shows that she made the right decision. And finally, Jeff from the Redonkulous race takes up my 51st spot. He's kind of more of a tone tool. He doesn't really have that much complexity, but he always makes Total Drama feel like Total Drama, and I think there's a lot to value in just that. And I'm a bit tired, but I spent about 10 hours making this video, and I just wanted to say thank you for everyone who watched this far. Obviously, I'm going to use a lot of hyperbole in this video, and I'm not trying to stir up fights. I'm just trying to make an interesting and engaging form of content. I thought these were pretty difficult to make, but man, I did not know the hurdle I was hurling myself at. So if you feel like it, just support me down below. Leave a like, subscribe, Again, I feel like the most important thing of a ranking is a reason. You might be upset with my rankings and you might not agree, but that's okay. I feel like the diversity of thought is kind of what makes rankings so cool. I'm hopefully going to make part 2 soon. And that will be the final one. So, see ya.